Hey guys, what's going on? Mike Caveman Q here again, Failure from Long Island, MikeCaveman.com. Another edition of Monday Nights with Mike, live stream Q&A, and you may notice a little bit of a different scenery today. We got Long Island Strength and Performance right here. We got Chris. How you doing, Chris? Getting some push-ups in the rings?
Putting in the work.
That's right, bro. Wasn't gonna be able to make it home in time, but we're here at Long Island MMA Center. For the deal, start putting your questions down in the comment box. So put them on in. Otherwise, probably get a little shaky with us right now. Shaky cam. Hey Katie, what's up? Michael, how you doing? So put your questions down in there. I'm gonna pull it up on my, as I cover up the camera, I'm gonna pull it up. Susanna, what's up? So as you notice, a little bit of change in scenery. Might be a little bit loud in the background, but I'm gonna do my best. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm gonna pull it up on my phone. That way I can see what your questions and comments are, because sometimes it's a little tough on my iPad to be able to see that. But how you guys doing? All right, let me pull it up. Hey, Katie, what kind of questions you got for me, Katie? You always have the good ones. Send them down. Send them down. And Michael, Suzanne, you always have some good ones too. Try to pull up my phone. Silk almond milk. Is it okay? It's a great question. I think you're somebody else. I don't know. Was it you that asked me that the other day? No, Maddie. Maddie asked me that the other day. So regarding almond milk. So Silk, I don't remember if they have additives. The unflavored one may not have too much funky added to it. If you could send me over, write down what's in it. Off the top of my head, I'm not 100% sure. But generally speaking, almond milk is kind of okay. I actually did nut milks and nut flours as one of my first videos, because when it comes to nut milk, think about how many nuts, how many almonds you actually need to procure in order to make almond milk. If you had to actually go out and collect, gather, soak, sprout, crush the shell before you do all of that, and then actually turn it into almond milk, how long would that take you? Really long time. So do you think that's a traditional part of our diet? Not really. Now, is it necessarily bad? No. I think a little bit here and there probably would be fine. Just be mindful of the fact that it isn't really a traditional part. So think about coconut milk though. Coconut milk is the white part, the meat plus water. So it'd be a lot easier to crack open a coconut and have some of the meat mixed, blended up with water than it would the almond milk. So it'd be a lot easier to do it that way. Just throwing it out there. So coconut milk overall is going to be better than almond milk. Almond milk in general, is it terrible? Silk, I'm not 100% sure on the ingredients. So if you give me an idea what the ingredients are, we'll have a better idea on that. All right. Brian, Frank, what's up, guys? Okay, Susanna asks, can eggs really be an issue with inflammation? And the answer on that one is actually yes. Now, more so it has to do with people who have allergies, and generally speaking, we're looking at the avidin, which is a component of the egg white. Now, there is a small percentage of the population, I don't know the number off the top of my head, that can be allergic to egg yolks. But generally speaking, most people that have egg allergies are allergic to the whites. So, generally speaking, if you have issues with eggs, I would first try eliminating the white and then adding the yolk, or just having the yolk to start. Because honestly, most of the nutrition is in the yolk anyway. It's where the vitamins are at, it's where the minerals are at, the fat, right? But it also is where choline, so if you want to have the healthy part of the egg, it is the yolk. Hey, Jody, what's up? How you doing? So, as I said before, we got a lot of people on right now. You may have heard we are at Long Island MMA right now. So if it's a little too loud for you guys, I'm sorry, apologize, but do the best we can. Wasn't gonna be able to make it home in time tonight. But that being said, eggs, Susanna, generally speaking, I would say probably not gonna be a problem for most people. But that's the allergy component. The other end of it though is the autoimmune component, which I didn't really touch on that before. Essentially, if you have severe autoimmune conditions, there are certain things you're gonna want to avoid, particularly grains, legumes, dairy, conventional particularly. We also have potentially, nightshades. Eggs are one of them, unfortunately. Nightshades, of course, being tomatoes, potatoes, eggplants. From there, I would look at potentially nuts and seeds could be a problem. Obviously, the processed sugars, hydrogenated vegetable oil, seed oils, all going to be problems. So that's the autoimmune component. Unfortunately, eggs do fall under that category. All right. So what else we got? Jody, regarding your question from last week, because everybody came on real late. What's up? Yeah, what's a hey? What's a hey, man? Say what's up to the peoples.
What's up, buddy?
Live stream. My live stream Q&A. So doing question and answer, health related.
What's that, live?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, guys.
Yep. So, Jody, regarding your question from last week about low-dose naltrexone for metabolism, honestly, I actually think there could be some potential mechanisms there. There's actually been some interesting research I came across even for reducing inflammation. And the fact of the matter is, inflammation is super linked to, excessive chronic inflammation is definitely linked to weight gain. And as such, its ability to act as an anti-inflammatory could definitely be a potential benefit. So in terms of boosting metabolism, if only through that mechanism alone, there could be some potential benefit to some low-dose naltrexone. So I didn't have much of a chance to get much deeper into that. I had a lot of work to do last week, but that is a minor detail on that. Okay, so let me scroll back. What else we got? Steph, what's up? Kevin, how you doing? I've been taking an iron glycinate supplement for weeks, and my iron is lower than ever. My doc says the binders are I can never pronounce that one. Cholestyramine could cause this. Any other ideas what's causing this? I'm taking HCl and vitamin C with it. So iron glycinate supplement, iron is lower than ever. Binders. Yeah, okay, sorry, I had to reread that. Yes, so if you are taking things that can actively chelate, then yeah, I would definitely say that your iron levels could be lower simply because they are potentially being chelated, being locked up, they're being bound up. So that could be a problem. And actually, bear with me for a second, guys. I'm gonna take my case off of this. All right, that was being a pain in my butt. I kept getting in the way. So since I'm holding it anyway and shaking it like a nut job. Regarding that, yeah, honestly, that could be a problem. Now in your specific case, I wouldn't say stop taking the cholestyramine, because I can't pronounce that. Cholestyramine, whatever. You know what I'm saying. In your case, I wouldn't say stop taking that, but just be mindful of the fact that because you're taking that, your iron could be taken away because of it. So, just saying that. Michael says, Mike, I lost 5 pounds at pretty much constant rate. When I hit 200 pounds, I stalled for 4 months, now nothing. Any suggestions? I'd like to get to 180. I look not 5 pounds, 50 pounds. So, what do you call it? So, yeah. Michael, are you still following a strict keto protocol? I don't know. I'm going to keep scrolling down in a second. And if I missed any comments that are below that, below that, obviously I missed them. I'm going down in chronological order. If I missed anything in between, my phone isn't working right now. It's being really funky. So I'm just looking at the iPad. If you can let me know if I missed any. But for now, Michael, give me a little bit more info on what you're doing right now. If you're doing a strict keto protocol, I might try flipping it up a little bit. Have you tried the carb protocol, the 7-day carb test that I was doing back 2 months ago? That might be a good idea for you to try, to give you a better idea of what your ideal carbs are, so that way you can move away from a strict keto for a small period, whether it be like a month or two, just as a reset. And then if you want to go back to a keto protocol just for general health purposes, that could be beneficial as well. So I would say try the 7-day carb test, see what, I forgot if we talked about you trying that already. I don't remember, and I apologize. But if you did, you should know then which carbs are better for you. If you haven't, then give it a shot, and then you can give it a month. Tommy Guns, what's up, brother? Everybody can come over. Everybody say hi to Tommy Guns. We're doing our live streams. Hi to the peoples.
How's it going?
All right. Tommy's a hero.
One of my best friends right here.
Tommy's a hero. All right. He's the hero that Long Island MMA deserves. So, yeah, Michael, like I said, let me know if you haven't tried the 7-day carb test. If you have, great. If you haven't, well, I'll give it a shot. That way you can see what you can do with that. Okay. Jody, thanks for looking into it. No problem. Okay. Still looking for a compounding pharmacy that's hip to this game. Yeah. That's a little bit squirrely. You have to go to the back channels a little bit. Katie, I remember you were not a fan of oats. I don't remember why. So, regarding that, I'm generally not a fan of oats because I'm not a fan of grains in general. The reason why, all grains have, while not necessarily gluten containing, they all contain a type of protein known as a proline, which is a proline-rich protein. So proline, prol, and then the amino acid. I believe the other amino acid is glycine, but don't quote me on that. Either way, it is a proline. So the gliadin protein in gluten is one of them. In corn, it's zyme. In, what's he say? This guy over here. This guy over here. Yeah. The other one. So in oats, it's what's called avenin. So in avenin, well, just because he needs to be, I'll come back to this because he needs to be center of attention.
Do they even know what's going on right now?
They do now.
This is the right roller. All the rollers.
I definitely need to do my live streams from here more often. I don't know what the hell I was thinking of doing at my house, like actually trying to be serious with this. What the hell was I thinking? So, essentially, back to your question, Katie. So, oats contain a protein known as avenin, and essentially, avenin is a type of protein that can potentially cause issues. It can cause damage to the intestinal lining and leaky gut. Now, is it as pronounced as gluten gliadin? No, it is not. But is there potential for cross-reactivity? Absolutely. There is some data to back that up. Of the grains, oats they are pretty benign. I'd say probably in the order of most benign, I'd probably say white rice is the least problematic of the grains, followed by the oats. So oats overall aren't terrible. If we're talking about like steel-cut oats, yeah, you probably can get away with them. Then, in that case though, I would go back to what I was telling Michael before about the 7-day carb test. I'd probably try it where I would take in the 50 grams of effective carbohydrate dose and test your blood sugar, see what kind of response you get, and play it by ear from there. But other than that, probably your best bet. Of them, geez. So, you're fine. So, Steph, I know what you're saying, awesome. Michael, yes, I'm totally low energy right now, yeah. Another question, let me see if I can find Michael's. No, I haven't. Yeah, I wanted to try that while fresh veggies are available. Cool. Yeah, so Michael, let's definitely try the 7-day carb test and we'll get that going. Steph says, another question. I've had super swollen lymph nodes for months. My doc says they're super pronounced right now. Anything I can do for lymph support? Actually, I would look into getting some acupuncture done. So, I did the whole video on acupuncture, should you be doing it, and in it I discussed how we may have actually been looking at it wrong. So from a Western perspective, we are very much based on organ model. And it's like, oh no, we need to know what organ is affected always. And key energy, it doesn't exist. Yet, if you look at, if you superimpose the key energy, so like the meridians, if you superimpose that over a chart of the lymph system, it's pretty damn close. And what is our lymph system? It's a second circulatory system. So perhaps traditional Chinese medicine, and there's a theory on this, but perhaps they weren't able to properly name what the lymph was, and they kind of refer to it as your key energy. And if you think about it, what are some of the benefits we see clinically from acupuncture? Reductions in inflammation, boosts the immune system. Why? If they're acting on the lymph nodes, that could be it. So I would definitely consider that. I'm gonna be very honest, I'm drawing a blank off the top of my head on other lymph, anything circulatory related. So cayenne, garlic, something like a systemic enzyme, fibrenza should theoretically help with that. But yeah, because they are immune related, basically anything that should help to boost the immune system, you've been on, I know in your case specifically, a series of antibiotics for a long time. So I would look into some adaptogenic herbs to help boost the immune system, maybe some medicinal mushrooms, perhaps. Anything that's going to help to boost the immune system should theoretically be a good idea. Michael, totally low energy right now. Yeah, so that's going back to your the keto. Right. So I would definitely start the carb test. Katie, weight cutting and breastfeeding. I want to compete again, but I'm a little nervous about water cuts and my supply. So, Lindsay, what's up? Tori, how you doing? So, Katie, regarding weight cutting and breastfeeding, that is a little bit of a squirrely neighborhood. Honestly, how long ago did you have your son? It's been what, like 3 months now? For his benefit, I would totally hold off on competing right now. I know you probably have the itch. Give it time, bud. Give it time. The 7-day carb test is something from Rob Wolf's book, Wired to Eat. And wait, Tommy, wait, before you run, I need you here. So it's from Rob Wolf's new book, Wired to Eat. I did a whole couple of videos on that. I'll make sure I give you some information on that. But it's basically what you're doing is you're testing. Yeah, I need some pec flexes real quick, Tommy. There you go. That's the key. And just real quick, wait. Just give me a Bane real quick.
I'm sorry. I feel a lot better. Thank you for asking. Thank you.
Voice is too scratched.
It's too scratchy? Damn. All right. See Tommy over there, though? Tommy is going to be the next YouTube sensation. While my channel's whatever, it sucks. Tommy, he's quit his day job and becoming an improv guy. The guy's amazing. But anyway, so essentially the 7-day carb test, you are taking 50 grams of effective dose of a carbohydrate, and you're taking it in the morning, and you're gonna test your blood sugar before and after and seeing what kind of effect it's gonna have on your blood sugar. And then you take it 2 hours later. So essentially you're seeing how much of a spike you get, how much of an effect. You also then take subjective notes of what kind of, how you feel. Do you feel bloated? Do you have brain fog? What's going on otherwise? So like me personally, I found, weirdly enough, that Japanese sweet potatoes and white potatoes were the worst offenders. Bananas were somewhere close to that as well. Mangoes didn't really have much of a blood sugar jump on me at all. Quinoa was fine, but it's terrible. I hate quinoa. It's disgusting. It was actually the first time I probably ever really had quinoa instead of quinoa, and it was terrible. I hated it. But it helped me know that no quinoa. But I'll link you to the video on that. That way you can take a look for yourself and see what it's about. But I definitely look into it. Excuse me. All right, Jody. Yeah, we should get to look at men foam rolling more often. How dare you withhold that from us? What about lymph drainage for Stephanie? Rebounding? Oh, thank you for adding that. Yes, rebounding. That's another one I didn't think of. Yep, dry skin brushing, inducing fever through baths. I like that. Massage, definitely massage. That's another one. I'm falling asleep on that one. Jody's stepping up her game on that. Cryotherapy, actually, I believe as well. It should definitely help. So listening and typing weird sections. Yeah, all good. Cordyceps, turkey tail ready, perfect. So 3.5 months, I like it. So regarding the 3.5 months, yeah, Katie, give it some time, sweetie. Just give it some time. Tori, what the hell? Garbage or partial truth? And the answer is complete garbage. What video did I just do? I just did one on that. Ethical omnivore. So check out that video, Tori. I did that like 2-3 days ago. And should you be an ethical omnivore? And the whole point is absolutely yes. Because, so what the health is another in the long line of vegan propaganda. And the fact of the matter is, they are winning on that front because they are super well funded and they've been at this for a lot longer. And while I've debated and destroyed the health arguments of it on numerous occasions, it simply is not the healthy way to go. Where they do win often is on the moral and ethical argument. And the way they win that is that we care about the animals, you don't give a shit about the animals. And so because of that, we are morally superior. That being said, the whole idea of the whole grass-fed, organic, pasture-raised ruminants, pasture-raised, organic poultry and pork, wild-caught fish, it's not just for our health, and that's super important. If that's the only reason why you want to do it, great, because if you start doing that, you're gonna get healthier. That being said, you're going to, in the process, help the animals, help the earth. If you actually care about the earth and the animals, you're gonna want to be a part of that, because by doing so, you're going to be contributing less to climate change. Crazy, I know. You're going to be actually contributing to less use of pesticides, less use of synthetic fertilizers. You are going to be able to contribute to a system that can help to save the world. Not Bill Nye. Fuck that guy. Is Facebook, so whatever. And I'm demonetized on YouTube anyway, so who gives a care? So, getting a little more brazen in my old age. That being said, what the health? Garbage. So, we need to basically become more, what we need to do is basically care more about the environment. That way we take the ethical argument away from the vegans. They've won that front for a long time, and it's wrong. It's quite simply wrong. Deep paleo, shallow paleo, how to save the human race part 1. I like it. Yep, exactly. Deep paleo. And that's something Rob Wolf has been very much on for a long time too. I mentioned him before with the 7-day carb test, and he actually did a breakdown of What the Health. And that's actually the only reason why I haven't done a video taking down What the Health. Because after reading Rob's review of it, honestly, I wouldn't be able to make it through that whole movie. It's too long and it's too much garbage. And that's why I said to go check out the Ethical Omnivore video. I put a link to Rob's article in that one, and it's the best takedown I've seen on the What the Health video. He breaks it down by timestamps, by the people, who they are, what they do, and I give you the brief summary, basically kind of what I said before, less cursing, and yeah, essentially on that video, it's the fact that we need to focus more on the health aspect, on the environmental and the sustainability aspects, because the fact of the matter is we care about that too. It's not just them, and by letting them dominate the moral argument, people that are on the fence that care more about the environmental aspect are going to be swayed by it, and we will lose. And that's a very lowercase w on that we, because then it starts to sound more like dogma. My point is if you want to actually help your people's health, and you want to help the world, then that's the way to do it. So let's see. Jody, neighbor downstairs, just yelled at me for rebounding. Whoops. Tori loves meat, and that's what she said. I love it. I also fell for yoga trapeze earlier. Nice. The deep paleo versus shallow paleo. Hillary Bromberg. Cool. I like it. Yeah. What else we got going on, guys? What other questions we got? But so far, you guys have been giving me some really good questions. I don't know what happened the last 2 weeks. I had a super slow turnout where almost nobody showed up to the party. I was very upset. I had to talk to myself for a while. You want to see more boys in the meantime? All right, fine. Fine, but Jody, I'll come up with another good question if I show you the boys. All right. More boys rolling around. All right. So, cow. Is that like, are you talking about like cacao, like chocolate, or something else? I'm not too sure if it's something else. What else would you be talking about there, Tori? Julian, what's up, brother? How you doing? So cocoa? No, actually, I mean, if we're talking about actual cacao, complete, like real cacao, it's one of the healthiest foods you could possibly eat. It's rich in antioxidants, polyphenols. It is theobromine, can have neuroprotective effects. The caffeine, same thing. Regarding micronutrient density, it's right up there. In terms of the most micronutrient dense foods humans can eat, number 1 is organ meats and organ fats. Number 2 is herbs and spices. Number 3 is nuts and seeds. 4 is cacao. 5 is fish. 6 is pork, by the way. So, pork for the win. Consume too much, potential toxicity. Honestly, if you consume too much of anything, it could potentially be toxic. But regarding cacao, right now this is the whole big thing about kids snorting cacao, and that's a whole big thing. Chuck Schumer's like making this big stance on how, oh no, kids are gonna get sucked in by the cacao and they're gonna start snorting it because it's what the hell are you on, Chuck? Have you been snorting cacao? What are you talking about? Nuts. It's nuts. I don't know. That being said, if there are potential issues with it, if you have, what could cacao be bad for? I want to say that it could potentially have phytic acid in it. I don't know. I'll get back to you on that. But honestly, I don't see the amount of cacao you would need to eat, and if you're eating it in actual raw, unsweetened form, it'd be super tough to have enough of it to really be a problem. So, woo! Let's see what's up, guys.
What's up, man?
You're live right now, so.
Oh, yeah, it's live?
You live.
Shout out to Long Island MMA.
Yeah.
Keep all the way, man. Keep all day.
That's right. You're on my live stream Q&As. We live. Woo! So there you go. Woo! Yo, bro, you want to say what's up to the live stream?
What?
Want to say what's up to the live stream?
Hey, live stream.
Hey, peoples. So, yeah, people want more boys. There you go. I've been saying, I've read that too much, but let's talk sexual health. There you go. Are humans hardwired to be polyamorous? Interesting. Also, is there ability to, are they floating around? So I've seen that one, the actual DNA of previous partners, and honestly, I think there actually might be something to that. It's kind of an interesting one. I think you were the one that shared it originally. I looked into it a little bit, and potentially it's there. There is something to that. It's super, you know, the amount of research that's actually behind that is super low. So, I mean, how much can we really buy into it yet? Regarding the polyamorous relationships, that's a super interesting one. And have you read Sex at Dawn by Chris Ryan? Because that one, he makes a very compelling case to that. And the idea is that, so genetically we are almost identical to both chimpanzees and bonobos. We are equidistant in terms of genetic similarity between them. So bonobos, if you don't know, are like the lesser chimp. But so while they are separate, we are equal distance between both of them. And while chimps are absolutely warring and will tear you apart, bonobos are free-loving. They're the hippies of the primate world, and they are super polyamorous. And the argument in Sex at Dawn is that traditionally, between hunter-gatherer cultures and everything like that, we may be more hardwired towards a polyamorous lifestyle. And it's one of those where I don't know 100% how much I buy into it completely, but the fact is that there is some compelling data to it, both physiologically, biochemically, anatomically, and from an evolutionary psychology perspective. A lot of it does make sense. If you want to look more into that information, I would definitely consider Sex at Dawn. It's definitely a good idea. But what else you got for me, guys? Excuse me, out hard. Which one, the sperm in the brain or the Sex at Dawn, the polyamorous relationship concept? Woo. So there you go, lots of boys rolling around, having a good time. Got the Diggle leg lock class right here. If you want to learn how to break people's legs, you got to talk to Robert Diggle. That's a stud. Guy's crushing it. Yeah, DNA sticking around definitely is a skeevy concept. Look at that. Look at the boys rolling around. There you go, Jody. Just for you. You are the boys. There they are. So, yeah, regarding your question there, definitely we consider looking into Sex at Dawn if you haven't already. Or Chris Ryan's been on the Joe Rogan podcast a couple times. He's a great interview. I would definitely listen to him. He's got some very interesting ideas. Again, I don't know how much of it I buy completely, but there's definitely something to it. There's definitely a believability aspect to it. But, yeah. Any other questions? What else you got for me, guys? Oh, sorry, wrong finger. Meant to see right here what time stamp we're at. About 28 minutes in. Nice. Hold on, say what's up to Say what's up, Joe. Say what's up to the people.
How's it going?
Susanna was on before. She popped
Yeah?
up. She didn't ask me any questions, so we gotta yell at her. Fair enough, but she didn't ask any questions. Nice. Woo! Yeah, Joey just got hit up with the army of supplements right now. It's on the CBD, the spores, the fibrenza. He needed it all. But, yeah, so right now we're at like about the half an hour mark, I believe, right? I know I just said like 3 seconds ago. Yeah, 28 minutes, 29 minutes. Any last questions? Otherwise, keep rolling. Here we go. Got some synchro gold. There you go.
Change your life. Change your life right now.
This is the joy. Look at that face. How can you say no to that face? Maybe that face. Maybe not that
face. Maybe not a face, but this
on Lorenzo. That's right. Oh, those biceps, though. Look at those biceps. Look at that. Look at those guns. Look at those guns.
Those are the guns that listen to him.
I mean, one person can't be wrong.
Takes two.
Right. Takes two to tango. That's right. So, I don't know. What the hell have I been doing, man? I need to, like, do my live streams from here more often. What have I been thinking? I need to do the live streams from here. Like, it's so much more fun. So much more fun. What was I thinking, guys? Why didn't you tell me to do it from here? I blame you. You, whoever, that person, whoever's here right now, it's your fault. Probably not. It really isn't. Unless you're here, Kim, it's your fault then. But yeah. Any last questions, guys? We'll probably wrap it up right about now, but you guys painted some really good stuff though tonight. If you liked it here live from Long Island MMA, let me know. Yes, Kim is still here. Yes, got her. Got her. It's Kim's fault. My favorite color. It's a great question. I'd say turquoise. Turquoise is a good one. It's pretty funny. I said, like, whoever, I pointed at the cat, like, whoever it is, it's your fault. Like, especially if it's you, Kim. And Kim is still not. So it's Kim's fault. It's her fault for not telling me to do it from here. Yeah. But that being said, guys, then you know the deal. If you haven't already subscribed on YouTube, please do. Over on youtube.com/MikeTheCaveman. We've been putting out these videos practically every day for a long time. You know, it was every day for a long time. Now, as it stands, we are at least 4 or 5 days a week. Generally 5, but occasionally 4, depending on how crazy. Right now, my doctorate's been like kicking my ass, so I've been having to, you know, back off a little bit between that and work projects and everything. So hopefully you guys still getting use out of this, and if you've made it this far on the live stream, thank you so much. If you've made it on the replay, it's even crazier. Thank you so much. Yeah. Love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow.